She's a 1980 graduate of Princeton and actually is a classmate of my husband's Jeff's. She held the #2 job at the Department of State, but returned to Princeton to resume her job as a full-time professor when she found that the worlds of being a working mom as #2 at the Department of State and having 2 teenage boys just made it really impossible for her to feel that she could have it all. And that was even with a very supportive husband. She wrote an article that appeared in the Atlantic called "Why Women Still Can't Have It All." In sum, Anne-Marie provided a thoughtful examination of her own experiences and concluded that she believes that someday women can have it all and can have it all at the same time, but maybe just right now, not right now. She doesn't think it's possible now because of the way the American economy and society is currently structured. She realized that having it all for her depended entirely on what kind of job she had. And the demands of being #2 at the Secretary of the State Department weren't nearly as flexible and as easy to handle as it was being a professor at Princeton. Now, that's kind of a hard-time job too, but keep it in perspective, she's brilliant. But reading Anne-Marie Slaughter's article and being a little older and wiser, it's occurred to me that if having a nice husband and having a family in your life is important, maybe it's not so uncool to have that on your life goals. Anne-Marie's article also made me reflective. Have life goals, but also be open to adjusting the mix and the timing of those goals. The 2011 commencement speech by Facebook's Chief Operating Officer at Barnard, Sheryl Sandberg, gave that speech, and she gave a rallying cry for younger women. She really encouraged young women to think about what they want to do and really lean into their goals. Don't give up. Lean into your goals. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Obviously, everybody should have goals in life. But maybe you need to sometimes be flexible. If something isn't working out the way you want it to work out, don't be afraid of changing your direction. Women are natural adapters, and evolution is not a bad thing. Where would we be if we couldn't reshuffle the day on the demand? Think about your own schedule. A canceled appointment, an emergency TRO might pop up for me. You may have a sick child at home and you have to readjust your schedule. It happens all the time. And I have to say, women, at least in our own household, tend to be much more adaptable about that than men. Give us a challenge and we can usually figure out how to make it work, all right? The same thing needs to be true on a larger scale. And if your life goals, as I said, aren't working out the way you thought they were, don't be afraid of starting something new. Like a law firm, perhaps. Women are really good about sharing information, and you shouldn't be shy about that. Women are natural. You've always heard the thing, women are gatherers, men are hunters. Well, I think actually in many respects it's very true. Women are usually very, very approachable and very happy to share information. So women truly can't have it all until they decide that they really can't do it on their own. You can't, all right? So be sure to have some wonderful gal pals. Find your non-biological sister. Don't believe that it's effortless. Anybody that tells you that she has everything under control, quite honestly, is lying, all right? They're lying. Being very, very, very organized is certainly important. But I learned this lesson from my very organized friend, Wendy Lawson. One time, a mix-up happened. She's like, we were together, she looked at her BlackBerry, realized, oh my God, I forgot an appointment. She said, well, I don't beat myself up. I figure, well, that's just one thing that happened this week. It could be worse. That is really an epiphany. That is so enlightening. She didn't beat herself up. She quickly called, apologized, was very sincere about it, and moved on with the rest of her crazy schedule. I thought, don't beat yourself up, just move on. That's a great tip. Any woman woman that's trying to have it all, you have to put it in perspective. I was traveling back on a flight this past Monday, and I overheard a guy and a girl talking, young 20-somethings in the two seats next to me. He said, imagine that you are at the pearly gates, and you can ask a question that quantifies anything. How many pizzas did you eat in your life? How much money did you spend? How much did you earn? How many billable hours? You know, could quantify things. What's the question that you would ask? He turned to this young woman. So, of course, I'm thinking like, this will be interesting. I'm hoping that she doesn't disappoint me with her answer. And she didn't. She sat there and she thought a few minutes, and then she turned and she said, I guess I would ask, how many people did I positively affect during my lifetime? I thought that was a very good answer. And it was really hard to believe since I was on a flight coming back from Las Vegas. But her comment really hit home in so many ways. The older that we get, I think we realize that time is fleeting. And happy moments like those today are ones that we really need to hold on to, savor, and enjoy. Yes, we may want to have it all, but it's equally important to make sure that you're focusing on the big and the most important things when you seek to have it all. So in closing, can women have it all? I think we can. I think many of us in this room are living proof that yes, you can have it all. And you all do make it look effortless, although maybe we all know a little better, right? And it takes work, and it takes determination. And I believe it takes some really, really good friends to help you along the way. Thank you.